Mayong adlaw, Daniel, o kanang sunod nga prophet nga atong pagahisgutan. So, uh, again, as we have said, the prophets are the book of the prophets of Messiah, Jeremiah, and then we had Ezekiel last time. It's very historical kay hining mga panghitabo nga hitabo naman from the Assyrian conquest to the Babylonians, and at this time we are at the Babylonian conquest. So daan nakatugi sulti si Ginoon sa may tabo sa ila. For again, ingon na Ginoo, I know the plans for you. Even though if you're in Babylon, and you're in exile, I have plans for you. Just continue trusting me. So whether we are in a situation of our own doing, kay klaro man nga own doing sa mga isalita ang ilang sitwasyon why they were in exile. Kumingon tag exile, gitanggal sila gikan sa promised land. So kadaghanan sa itong mga mensahe nga dungog promised land lang, promised land. But actually there was a time they were pulled out, they were taken out of the promised land, which is Jerusalem, Israel. Gitanggal sila dito, and then they were brought to like northeastern sa ila. So mao na ang Babylon, which is present day Iraq. So sa panahon ni Daniel, they were really in exile. Kay Ezekiel, they were going in and then they were in exile, di ba? Kay Ezekiel. No karon na nagin sila sa exile, so sila Daniel uban sa iyang tulo ka mga amigo, giltagaan sila bag-ungalan, pamilyar na nga storya sa Daniel, nga giputang sila sa fiery furnace, o gibutang pod si Daniel dito sa la, sa leon, sa langob sa leon, lion's den. Kaya it's part of the punishment during the time of the Babylonian conquest. So, mao na ang pamilyar nga story sa Daniel. So, mao na ito paghisgutan. Now, again, Daniel is very historical. Pagkasulat ni Daniel, ang mga nahitabo atong panahon na. But the circumstance is, ang circumstansya is na sila tunga-tunga sa ilang pagka-exile. Di ba yung naginaw 70 years you will be in Babylon. So mga tunga-tunga sila, and it was the time that they were really hopeless. What they were holding on is the promise of God to bring them back to Israel, the promised land, Canaan, to bring them back there. Mao lang ito lang ipanghawiran, wala na lain. And you know, that's what the Lord, it's a characteristic of faith. Now we hold on to something. Diba? Ang ila, they were holding on to something that what the Lord said to them, promise, I will bring you back to Israel one of these days. But you have to go through the exile. Trust me, I know the plans for you. After this, you will go back. So mao lang lang ipanghawiran nga ibalik sila sa Ginoo. As simple as that. And you know what? That is one characteristic of faith, I believe, if that's the right term, characteristic, na if you have little faith na lang yun, still the Lord honors it. Okay? Ang gamay ni mo nga naay pagtuo, na ang ila lang gituuhan, mao lang ito nga ibalik mi sa Ginoo sa Israel. That's what they were hoping for, holding on. So mao man ang hope ug ang faith goes together. So don't take away hope, because if you take away hope, people will not have faith anymore, will not believe anymore. For us, our hope is that Jesus Christ will come back. And many times, this hope is being challenged because namoingon nga di na mo balik ang Ginoo, nahuman na ni tanan. So don't let anyone take that away from us. Don't let anyone take it away from you. The hope that we have that Christ is coming back, He Himself, He promised when He went back to heaven during the time of the apostles when they started the church, to say the ecclesia. What did the angels say? Two of them. He will return the same way. And that is our hope. So please don't let anyone take it away from you. Please don't let anyone take it away from us. He is coming back. If there are people who will say He is not coming back, no. If in your heart somehow we doubt He is coming back, continue to hold on. He is coming back. So maura na ang paglaom nila kang din sa panahon ni Daniel that God will bring them back to Babylon one of these days. So they were there, sila Daniel, they were, di ba, yung Ginoo, you build your homes, you live there, you work for the peace and prosperity of the city of Babylon. Mamingon sa Ginoo sila, even though you were in exile. Again, I will repeat it, Jeremiah 33 verse 3, it was talking about, I will show you mighty things in the future. It was a prophecy. I will bring you back. And then Ezekiel at the last part was telling them what to do when once they go back, di ba? So that is the great and mighty things. I will show it to you, Jeremiah. And then yes, the Lord told him about the great things that coming. They will be returned, they'll be restored, and of course the reign of Christ one of these days, the reign of Messiah, which we are also looking forward. So mo na lang ito lang ipangawiran sa panahon ni Daniel. But this is the very interesting part. Because in the story of Daniel, you clearly see the Lord, the hands of the Lord at work. Okay? Wala man kay mention sa ginawa ning panahon. I also told you a book like Esther, wala gyud sila mention of God, but you clearly see the Lord at work behind the scenes. So mao gyapon dinhi kang Daniel. So again, I will just discuss what the message is not in Daniel. Now, Daniel is not about being like Daniel. No, because Daniel was also a type of the Messiah. He was a type of Jesus, something like Jesus, what he would do. He was faithful to the law, that's why he did not eat of the food of Babylon, and he was faithful to worshiping God alone because he was a type of a Messiah. And even his three friends, they were also a type of the Messiah. And in fact, it shows them that even though in difficult times, the Messiah is there because when they were thrown into the furnace sa hurnuhan, na perti ka init, namatay gali ang mga sundalo naglabay sa ila, the Lord was with them, the fourth man in the furnace. Now, even in the fire, God is still there. He will not leave us. I remember there was this movie before, I forgot its title, but it talks about family life. Ingon dito, you don't leave your partner. Ang motto sa mga fireman daw, do not leave your partner in the fire. So once there's fire, don't bail out. Unsa may bail out? Ikaw, daga na ka, bahala na kasi kuglingon. Let's save ourselves na lang. Kanya-kanya na tayo. No, you don't leave your partner in the fire. Iba man po ng motto sa mga sundalo, mga marines. No one left behind. So you really take your partner, take him out of danger if you have the capability of doing so, or you die together there. So mao nang ipakita din po sa kinabuhi aning mga kauban ni Daniel nga the Lord is with us even through fire. He will not leave us. And that's why ato makita nga dinhi sa Daniel, grabe ang kamot sa Ginoo kay bisan ang mga hari sa Babylonia, they were under the control of God, di ba? So we could trust the Lord even in difficult times. In all of these things, the Lord is at work. The Lord is in control. It doesn't mean that nagpabaya na siya. We just hold on to that hope that we have. For Daniel and their times is that they will be restored back to Israel. For us, this time is that Jesus Christ is coming for us. So we hold on to that. And then the Lord is at work even though we sing, asa naman ang ginawa nga panahon? Ano daga naman kayo ng klase sa COVID? Nanay Delta, nanay Lambda. So doon ko ng alphabet ani. So they have even a joke. Hindi na ito mag-goal pa kay letter D pa. Wala pa letter Z nga variant which is zombie variant. No, that was just a joke only. But we never know because there's a lot of mutations kuno. And we ask the Lord, where are you? And all of this, Lord, and we say, just like in the time of Daniel, we continue to hope that He is coming back for us and He will reign and establish everything. He will reign with true peace and prosperity. And we hope for that. Just like the Israelites during the time of Daniel, they hold on to the hope that they had that they're going to be returned back to Israel. So little hope is still hope. Little faith is still faith. So mo na ingon na ginugali, if you had a faith like the mustard seed, is very small, I would have honored it. You could have moved mountains. But the reality is, we really don't have faith. That's why Lord help our unbelief. So mo na mga circumstansya din sa likod sa storya ni Daniel. Again, it's not about being like Daniel. Daniel, we're a type of Messiah, and it shows us that even though in difficult times, in little hope that we have, we could trust the Lord and He is at work behind the scenes. So bisan aning atong panahon karon, we never know. Yes, the Lord is at work. We just never know. He is at work. So let's continue to trust and hope in Him. So this is just an introduction of Daniel. We'll talk more about the details sa sunod nga higayon. Pero mao ka na ang introduction din sa Daniel. There is hope and we could trust the Lord even though in difficult times He is working behind the scenes. Even sa mga leaders, He is working because He was even control of the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar. even the other king na may lapay-lain na kings na nigawas. Okay, because they were transitioning already from the times of Babylonia, there is this other kingdom rising which is Persia. So naman guni, gisgutan pod ni, this is what I end this, gisgutan pod dito sa propesya ni Daniel, ang mga gingharian nga moabot. So na ako upat gikan sa Babylonia. So Babylon was one. Next coming into the shadows were the Persians, okay, the Medes of the Persians. And of course we knew that after the Persians were the Greeks. And now after the Greeks were the Romans. So upat. So all of this historical because all of these empires, superpowers were there before Babylonia, present-day Iraq, Persia, which ilang empire stretched from Turkey to India. That's why gali ang mga Turko mga Indiano para ragitsura because there was an empire before Turkey to India ang ilang power. And then Greece, which took over all the world. And then after that was the Romans. So this is very historical. And these superpowers were prophesied already in the times of Daniel. So there were no superpower of the West, Europe. There was not superpower of America, not even a superpower of China being discussed here. It's only these four very historical: Babylon, Medes or Persians, and then Greeks, and then the Romans. So these were all prophesied during the time of Daniel that they will rule. Now, why that rule? Because basically, the Bible is talking about the rule of the one, the King of Kings, of Lord of Lords, which is our Savior, which is our Messiah, which is our husband, who loves us dearly, and that's Jesus. All the roles that he could fulfill, he filled it already. So, mao ka na ang introduction din sa libro ni Daniel. So, we'll talk more about it next Sunday, the Lord willing. Talk more about Daniel and the other interesting details in this book. So, till then, take care and love you all.